killers. What was that?
I don't know. Me starting the show probably. And we are live here on Plus One EXP's Roll for Content channel. My name is Tony Macinda. I promise I wasn't suckering you in. It did. If I had been, it would have been a master stroke, though, there, Jarrett. We are here for another final Friday of the month funeral party with my good buddy Jarrett, who is the project manager over at Exalted Funeral. In just a little bit, we are going to summon the future ghost of a good acquaintance of ours, Sam Mameli, aka Skullboy, and talk to them. But Jarrett, I'm super excited to see you again. I know you and I have talked a little bit in the last month, but how's your month going? How's your zine month been?
It's going. It's pretty busy.
Yeah.
That is the second time today someone has got me. Matt did it earlier with text.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. What is your favorite project you've backed this zine month? Not that you want to talk about right now, but like of the ones you've currently supported, what's the one you love the most? I know the story. That's not what I'm baiting you for. I just really want you to say whatever project you love the most.
It's a night at the opera. And that's how you must pronounce it. Night.
At the opera.
Yeah.
36 horse / Troika backgrounds. Amanda Lee Frank and I talked about that one. Amanda's advice was, if you think you're not good at art because you drew a horse and it was bad one time, you're not bad at art. No one can draw a horse. That was what Amanda told me, which I think is just really good, solid advice generally. Like, if anytime you draw something and it's not good, it's hard to draw that thing probably. And so maybe we'll ask Sam's future ghost for some pointers later. But Bad Quill says horses aren't real. It's been a busy ish month for both of us, me doing all the zine coverage, you helping make all the zines. Also, big projects launching with Exalted Funeral. We're going to learn more about all those things and more. We're going to talk about what's on the hearse. So, stop talking to me. All right, so we're talking about what's on the way. What are some of the hot projects, the big announcements, things that are coming up? What's the biggest thing happening in the world of Exalted Funeral right now?
Till the OSC Kickstarter went live Wednesday, and saying a big thank you to all backers. I didn't have much to do with it. That's all Matt and Kristen and
Awesome.
Gavin. Like, it's just, lots of cool, exciting. I'm excited to get into some of those mini adventures when they come down the line. And there's still some more treats in store.
Yeah, so I want to make sure that I backed it correctly. You may not know because it's been all Matt and Kristen, but I'm going to ask you live. You tell me what you think. I have backed, and I think I have everything that's core Exalted Funeral. I've got Carcass Crawler. I've got the original adventures from the last couple of campaigns. I think I've even swooped through and picked up the other ones that have come out. I've got the advanced books. I think the only thing I don't have is the advanced box in the new Carcass Crawler 2, and that's it, I think. Is there anything else new on this one that I, as a longtime backer, should be keeping an eye on to make sure I can get and that I don't miss out on?
I mean, there's the shirts.
That's the only, that I'm not gonna lie. I hate y'all because it's mainly the reason I backed it was because, like, I need this shirt and Carcass Crawler too. I guess I'll back this, and then I'll have a copy of the things that I already have to give away on stream later on. So I'm not actually that upset. But I just want to make sure I don't miss out on any of the goodness. That's the level I should have backed at, right?
Well, even if you mix it up, there's always backer kit. So
that's true, and that's the other thing. I wanted to make sure I got in on the backer kit so I could get all those goodies with whatever I wanted. A teenager has alighted on my shoulder. Hold on, just 1 second. Hello, teenager. Yes, go ahead. But I've been super excited, and the big goal on this one, right? It's been hard to keep OSC imprint and get it to everybody who wants it. This is like the big effort, the huge push, make sure anybody who wanted OSC could get access to it and be able to kind of keep it in print and rotation more regularly, right?
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Now, I guess it could get even more popular and we'd be right back in the same spot. But for right now, I'm pretty excited that it's doing so well. And I know that Matt and Kristen did a ton of work to get it up and ready to go. And so what else we got going on as far as what else is coming in on the hearse?
Well, our guests, ghosts, actually back in time, like in the past, maybe, approached me and was like, "Hey, check this out. There's this thing I want to do." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And I will probably wait till the ghost arrives to talk about that.
You'll be able to tell us how it went, how good it was. Yeah, we can talk about that in just a little bit. I think that's probably a good idea. And any announcements that you want to make?
There are a bunch of new releases next week. So we didn't do the usual new release newsletter this past Wednesday because OSC Kickstarter went live, focusing energies there, which is cool because they gave me a chance to catch up a little bit. We got some new exclusives coming in. We have Dance Till You're Dead, which is a supplement for Squishy by Val. It's super great. You're gonna be it's just this big, like, colorful burst of a zine, of a supplement. So yeah, I don't want to give too much away about it. It's solid. Web World is coming out from our new friend Willow Piddington. They did a Kickstarter last year with for the zine, and then we've got doing a print run with them. Content warning: spiders on that one. It's called Web World. It's called Web World, but not kidding. Like, there's a lot of for fans of arachnophobia. The film. And then we got a long-awaited print run of Carrick's Bloom, which is a 3PP mothership supplement that people are just like always excited to get a hold of. So
what is I've not heard of Bloom. Tell me what's so exciting about Bloom.
I have not played it, and it's one of those that I very rarely do I not, dive into things like that, especially in the mothership world, as you know. I work there too. But it's one that just knowing Carrick being a warden on our mothership server, and just I see people all the time like excited and jazzed up about it, and I'm just like, I'm saving that one because I'm gonna play in that one.
Okay.
So
I'm excited. We can do it live if you want to. Let me know. We can get bloomed. Cool. Any other cool stuff that we've got coming out next week?
There's odds and ends of other things. There's a new another Mercury pamphlet called Pork Board from Alex Jackson, Gizmo, the same person who did Frozen Hellscape, which we released a couple weeks ago, and the Book of Misery, Volume 1, Volume 2 coming soon. So, yeah, a lot of neat new releases. Plus, there's a lot of other stuff that we've picked up from our other vendors and stuff like that are not just in-house printing, that we're getting caught up on, and gonna see a bunch of steady stream of stuff.
Awesome, cool. Well, I'm super excited about all those things. I am looking forward to seeing more about those and seeing what continues to unlock in the OSC one, checking out all the new releases when they come out. And I am looking forward to talking to our guests about any sort of sensations they might have that might be out of the ordinary, or that I might have that might be normal. You can call them peculiar sensations.
Peculiar, you say?
Peculiar. We can talk about that in a little bit, though. Before we summon their shade from beyond the grave, let's check the obituaries and talk about the nearly.
See, I cheated on this in the show notes, and I said, "Guys, you just talk about
music."
Oh shit!
I think the music's over now. All right. So you cheated on it and did what in the show notes?
I said, cool if I use this part to talk about more new stuff. And what I was going to do was, if I could find the list, I'm just going to run down a bunch of titles that we picked up from other third-party vendors and other vendors that are going to be coming out pretty soon. And I'm just going to list a bunch of titles. This is kind of a shout-out saying, like, everybody that's rolling with us, and while we get caught up and stuff, thank you. So Grid Shock.
I love Grid. I've got Grid Shock, I think, right here on my desk. Hold on. Can I pick up a Grid Shock? It's at the bottom of the stack, not the top of the stack.
He did. I'm like,
oh no, are they moved over? I can't get at them. I do see them down there, though. I have Grid Shock right here on my desk.
Sure you do. Ruiner by Blark. Super excited for that one. We need to get Blark on for like some live plays of some of his stuff.
Let's do it
one of these days.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And then we picked up a bunch of stuff from Bats and some restocks. We got definitely there's more copies of My Body as a Cage coming in. We got one that I'm not super familiar with because I haven't done the setup for the store page yet, but it's called Raccoon Sky Pirates.
Raccoon Sky Pirates is
like,
very good.
That's a cool name.
I have the Raccoon Sky Pirates box set. I'm looking around to see if I can find it. And when I say box set, I mean they printed custom boxes to send it out in the mail with, and I got the deck of cards and dice that goes with it. And so I just kept the box. And now it's my Raccoon Sky Pirates box set. And so it's very, very good.
There is another one that it got a little bit delayed. It won't be out super soon, but it is one of our in-house exclusives. The Desiccated Temple of Loka. It's for OSE, and that's coming out very soon as well. As some of as people know, like, it's supply chain issues, and it's taken a little bit. Some of us are experiencing, reconfiguring some of our stuff print runs and stuff like that. So that one got a little bit behind the ball, but coming out pretty soon. It's got a nifty landscape format, like for folding out. It's cool. 2022, the year of trying out different formats.
The year,
or just not even different formats, but just for me to get to work through the printing process with some of those and see how.
Speaking of which, I did get Mystic Punks in, the broadsheet for Mystic Punks in the other day.
Cool.
I also went ahead and got my copy of Garbage Barge in print because I've only ever had the PDF, and I was like, I need to get this before I can't again. But I got that, and I also got my sample pack in of broadsheet things from Newspaper Club to start looking at.
Yeah.
And working on my own broadsheet project.
Yeah.
That I have a page of rules written out for. I'm very excited about.
I should be getting first one of those should be file should be coming to me like by like next week. Bolt Deck Possum. I know you're watching, maybe not. So that's going to be super excited for that one.
Do we get a tease about what that one's about roughly?
No.
Oh, come on. Come on, all these people tuned in. They are here, they are watching. You can tell us in the chat even if Jarrett won't. But no, I'm super excited about those. So if anybody who missed the last month or the month before's episode, we're going to see a lot of broadsheet, so like a newspaper print format for oh man, they're not telling us in the chat either. So nope, no secrets, just more broadsheets. But I'm very excited about it. And I had a friend who was here who was like, these are really cool. I want to print stuff out. I was like, it's really easy. You can do it. You should make stuff on broadsheets and print them out. And so
I got my neighbors got a new chair a month or two ago, and they gave me their like relaxing chair, reading chair, and I haven't had anything to read it because there's like so much arm room, so you can like sit back and do a broadsheet. So one of these days I'll sit in that chair and read one of these game broadsheets.
I'm very excited about it. You should do it. And actually that should be the promo image for every single one as they come in, is you sitting in that chair with it spread in front of you, just reading it. That's the shot that we need to advertise every single one.
I finally got a break.
I just was looking at the second thing, and you were like, "Cool, if I use this part to talk about these new steps." So we're not currently super worried about anything in particular going out of print.
Yeah, things are, like you said, just with supply chain stuff, things are starting to slowly catch up. So, yeah.
Good. You're doing a good job. Good job, Jared.
Thanks.
Awesome. Well, it is that time. It is that time where we get a chance to invite our guests on, see if we can summon their spirit from the future. But before we do that, I just want to remind everybody, if you are watching us live, you should hit follow on Twitch and then hit ! Let's Party to get entered into a drawing for some stuff we're going to give away. Jared, do you know what we're going to give away this time?
See, you got me again.
We'll tell you that in just 1 minute. We'll tell you what we're going to give away in just 1 minute.
Actually, no, I'm kidding. I do have. So over the Xmas back holiday, I picked up just some like little select things that I was like, oh, I want to pass these along. So yeah, I'll tell you what they are in a minute.
Okay, so hit follow, hit ! Let's Party to get into a chance to win if you want to, and we'll get you taken care of in just one moment. With that said, it's now time for our eulogy, and neither one of us is going to talk while the music plays, and then we'll talk about our guests a little bit. So the future ghost, we're going to try. Here's the thing. Every time we schedule funeral party, our guest is busy. So what we do instead is we summon their ghost from when they died in the future. Today's guest, Skullboy / Sam Mameli, is our oldest guessed at the time of their departure. They lived a full 100 years. I don't know if they died exactly on the day they were born 100 years later as a comet passed overhead or anything cool like that. Maybe we'll find out in a minute if we are able to successfully summon their ghost. But Jarrett, what do you love about Sam and Mameli?
Sam's art is killer. Sam's brain is killer. One of my favorite things, and I don't know if anybody will ever see it. Some people will remember it, was Sam did when we summon him in a second, we'll figure it out. He was for BX, but the little Zelda thing.
Yeah.
I'm like totally doing blast from the past. Which is some of the ghosts we can talk about.
All right, let's see if Sam's ghost is out there. Ghost of Sam Mameli from the future. Can you hear us? Oh, I think they're with us. Oh, look, they are. Hey, Sam, how's it going?
Oh, it's good. It's good. Did that work? I tried to do a spooky sound effect.
You know, you're a ghost from the future, so any sound effect you make, I think, qualifies as a spooky sound effect.
So, like, something that sounds like this.
Trip Forks in the chat absolutely says that they are scared. And so if anybody else is out there is scared and wants me to say their name live, you can tell me in the chat. Also, Dice Maven, thanks for subscribing. I keep on forgetting that people can do that now. And I should go set up the things that incentivize people doing that, but I never remember to. And so
yeah, you need some emotes. I can hook you up with some emotes.
You got some dank emotes. I'd love that.
I make emotes.
You know what, Sam? You should just do an emotes pack of your stuff, because I would buy that stuff. I mean, y'all know my favorite. Roz called me out earlier. She was like, I know Jarrett's watching because Chewy's here, because I use the little yay clapping Chewy thing from one of my Star Wars game servers. Freshen my game up a little bit.
We've got Bad Quail says thoroughly spooked. Lona 47 says 20% off spooked. No, I think they may be talking about subbing. Thriftomancer says absolutely terrified, 100% spooky. And we got a lot of toucans in the chat also too.
Yeah, those are all your
sweet
people? Little toucans.
All those sweet little toucans. Well, Sam, it's so good to have you with us from the future. We've got a couple questions that we normally ask people. We also want to ask you about a couple other things, but let's dive into our normal questions. What did you have them do with your remains at the time of your departure?
Oh, they put me on one of those. You know about those body farms that they do?
Well, there's a number of things a body farm can mean.
Yeah,
the legitimate ones, though.
Yeah, the legitimate ones, the ones where it's just like for scientific purposes, they grow like mushrooms out of your corpse. It's that.
Awesome. I love that. How are the mushrooms?
There's a lot of there's depending on the section of me, there's the ones that they're growing for pizzas, there's the ones that they're going for medicinal psychedelic purposes, there's the kind that just make you get really tall and then you can bonk the Goombas better. There's the ones that if you eat them, it's a trick and it was a poison thing. I think, is that 4? How many? I need to get to a D6 table. There's the one that if you eat it, it makes your head spin around like this. And then there's one that just says, "Don't eat this mushroom, buddy." Ooh. There we go. D6 table.
And no one has yet. And so I love it. What do you want people to, what did people say about you at your funeral?
It's so funny that when you die, everything just it's muted. So I mean, I assume they were saying peas and carrots the whole time.
I mean, they were talking about your two of your favorite or least favorite vegetables.
Favorite for sure. I love my vegetables. That's why I live to be 100 years old.
Let's talk about that. This is not a normal question we ask. Was there any sort of celestial event or anything else that happened Did you die like exactly on your birthday, or was it just like a random Tuesday?
Well, I had scheduled the haircut, but then I missed the appointment.
And then afterwards, you just drop down.
Well, that's what happens when you don't get your haircut
There you go.
on time. You die.
Let that be a lesson to everybody. How we've made it through the last 2 years. Shocking, but
You got to do it yourself. Even if you just do one at a time, it's fine. It's
fine.
It was an old curse from when I was a child.
there you go. And then what song was played as they interned your body in the mushroom in the body farm?
It was just the theme song to the 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show. Yeah.
I would sing it, but my rendition of it's so perfect that YouTube would probably flag the video.
I
for
understand.
copyright infringement, and so I'm a big fan of that particular one. Oh man, chat got so far ahead of me. People are talking about potatoes now. I love that. It's a good one. Any piece of 90s memorabilia we can take care of. Take to the grave with us is worth it. And then what's one game that somebody else made that you really want to be buried with?
Cribbage.
That's a you know what? You're the first ghost we've ever summoned who did not give us an RPG, but that's an excellent answer. Why cribbage?
Cribbage is my actual favorite game to play.
Yeah.
Like in a moment of like me and my wife play cribbage all the time. She taught me how to play. And so now it's a really good game to get your mind off of everything else. It's like you can sit down for a game of cribbage and just end up having a nice conversation, I think. It's also much like backgammon. It's like the kind of game that you would play in like a fantasy world as opposed to a game about a fantasy world.
Love it. So I heard you cannot learn cribbage unless someone teaches it to you. So I love that you included your wife taught you how to play, because I do think I've never heard somebody say, I just wanted to learn how to play cribbage, so I sat down to do it. And not somebody in the chat's going to say that. But someone has to teach you how to play cribbage, from what I understand.
Absolutely. And we don't play with muggins because we want to continue being married to each other.
There we go. Somebody wants to know if Zach wants to know if you're playing 5e cribbage or old school.
Do you want to see the cribbage board that we've been playing on most recently?
I absolutely want to.
I'll be right. Yeah, it's Arnisonian cribbage.
Wow.
Jared, have you ever played cribbage?
I did. My grandmother taught us to play a lot.
Look, someone taught you how to play. Look at that.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. She taught me that and canasta and hearts and spades and you name it, all the classics. I have not played probably in 30 years, so I have probably forgotten. So I do need to be retaught.
There you go.
So something to know about this is not the cribbage board I would be buried with, because I did make this cribbage board, so it's against the rules. But this was a birthday present I made for my wife. It's
Holy
the crabbage
crap.
board.
The crabbage board.
Yeah.
My answer from now on is going to be the cribbage board that's made for
Exactly. Yeah,
that's the one I want to be
that's
buried
fantastic.
with. That is amazing.
I think the one I'd be buried with, there was there was a couple of our friends, he hosted a cribbage tournament at his house, and we went out and all played. And he's a woodcutter and like a carpenter, so he made a bunch of like really nice cribbage boards, and each of us got a small one as like a gift. And then my wife, who won the tournament, got like the big one that was like the really nice one. But I think I'd be buried with my small one there, because it's
excellent. Love it. If we all end up in some sort of Valhalla-like afterlife playing one RPG for all eternity, what do you hope the theme and core mechanics are, and what's in your cup while you're playing it?
I'm so boring about D&D. It would just be vanilla pastiche fantasy, and because I think I could tolerate that the longest, and I would be beer in my cup for sure.
Beer in your cup. Any particular type of beer, or just like when you're in a movie and you go to a bar and they order beer, you want to know what that tastes like?
I think does it have to be the same beer forever?
I mean, it's your afterlife.
Good, because then we're going to change it up seasonally. I mean, to be fair, if it had to be the same one, it would be the Rogue Dead Guy is my I don't say that just because I'm trying to stay on brand. It's actually my favorite beer.
Awesome. Well, I want to talk a little bit in a second about what inspires you, but Jarrett has been holding on to a new thing that we're going to talk about that came in on the hearse until your ghost was on here. So you could tell us about not only about the upcoming reality of this project, but also what it's like over the decades that it evolves. And so, what are we talking about? What's the big announcement for what came out after this was released? Do you know, Sam?
Yeah. What is it, Jarrett?
Jarrett, come on.
What is what?
I don't know. This thing that we're talking about.
The
right
announcement,
now.
the thing you couldn't talk about earlier. You're like, let's wait till we have a ghost here. Like how Jarrett's just been reading the chat, totally zoned out for like the last 5 minutes.
You can't read chat while it's happening. They'll get you.
It's Friday. No, I was actually imagine that. I was actually answering word questions because never stop.
It doesn't.
It is called "You Are Feeling Completely Peculiar." Peculiar. I haven't decided how I want to say it in live streams when we're talking about it.
Is that what happens when you you eat that 6th mushroom? You feel
that? I think that's what happens when you eat the 6th mushroom.
Yes. So it's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be. I guess supplement's about the best way because there's 2 parts to it. There is going to be a really wonderful. There might be more than 2 parts. Things are up in the air, but the 2 definite parts we know of. There will be a gorgeous zine risograph printed featuring art by Sam, writing by Loot the Body. Design and layout by Eric Hill, and I'm just over in the corner yelling, "Do this! Change this! Move this around! Move that chair!"
That's a really great team.
We call that glue, Jarrett. You're the glue. You're the reason that the pieces all get to stay together.
I'm super excited because it's about mushrooms. Because I don't like mushrooms.
And now we've got a D6 tables of mushrooms ready to just slide in there.
Right? That's bonus content.
So yeah, there's going to be zine, and then Loot the Body also did the soundtrack. So there will be a soundtrack with it. We're looking at cassettes and possible other stuff, and yeah, just kind of doing a thing and having some fun and making a cool, neat thing. It's going to be statted up for Troika, but it's also going to have some other things that go with it. Like they're just, you got that picture, Sam?
I think you put it up already.
I did. I had it up next to us.
Oh, you did?
I'll put it back up and we can talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. The when Loot the Body approached me initially, or maybe I don't remember who emailed who first. We were mutual appreciators of each other's work. If you haven't listened to Loot the Body yet, go to lootthebody.bandcamp.com after this.
Yeah. If you're a regular listener to our stream, our opening music is Loot the Body music.
Oh, that's amazing. I don't think I've ever caught the beginning before.
It's part of the tape that Loot the Body did for Down We Go. It's one of the songs from that. Yeah.
He's amazing. Just absolutely great. But we were chatting about, he emailed me about, being had going on a sort of like down the rabbit hole of listening to like Terrence McKenna stuff, and was just like, would you be interested in doing like a book about like a sort of magic mushroom fantasy kind of thing? And I was like, well, yeah, obviously that sounds amazing. Yeah, we sort of bounced ideas back and forth off of it, and I did a couple of sketches about what I thought things might look like, and then tried to sort of assist in the like writing editing process, realized that I was in way over my head, and immediately got on the horn with Mr. Jarrett Crater over here to put it into a real sort of thing, what has edited words and stuff. And yeah, I'm really excited about it. It's going to be really cool. I really love that there are more people doing music in combination with role-playing games, because I don't know about you, I have a stack of vinyl that I always play during games that I run. That's just like, I mean, it's like, it goes from like the Conan soundtrack to the Barbarella soundtrack to, Dust's album Heart Attack, a little bit of Captain Beyond, but like, it's nice to have something that's tailor-made for the adventure that you're running. So, yeah.
Now we had Loot work with us, and like I reached out to them right away. I'm a big fan of their work, and it was really funny. Like they were like, "Yeah, I've got a couple of things I'm finishing up." They had done AZAG and a couple other projects at that point in time, and then ours was the first one where it was going to get made into a cassette. Now, like Planar Compass has done stuff with them. Y'all are, so if y'all haven't checked out Loot yet, like I highly encourage you should support any project they're attached to. You can go to ttrpg.link/TWG live if you want to get on the now open late pledges for Down We Go and grab that cassette. So Jarrett, you mentioned this is going to be a two-parter. So is that the book and the music, or what's the other part of it?
It remains to be seen. Where we're at now is
there are two parts.
Yeah. So yes. So there would be music. We're talking about cassette. We're liking that. Just kind of keeping ideas and options open. It'll be decided when it comes out, but it's gonna look pretty neat. Yeah, I kicked myself for not being able to get a copy of AZAG because it sold out immediately. Way to go, LF. You sold them out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to if anyone wants to sell me a used copy of AZAG, please. Anyway, so yeah, we want to do that, and I'm excited because I know Lute's music, but this is the first time I've seen his writing, and with the development process, like Sam can attest, like it just we had that initial call, and Sam and I were like, we should do it for Troika.
Absolutely.
Because Lou didn't know what to do with it, and has some really cool other mechanics in there. So I really want yeah.
I expect that there's going to be things from this book that people start using in their other Troika games almost immediately.
Yeah. It sounds like it. I'm very excited. I love when people do stuff in Troika, period. I love writing things in Troika. I love it when other people do things in Troika. But I do like it when people take approaches towards it that add something distinctively new to the way that people play the game. And with a setting, I think that's like a lot of times when we see systems that have a lot of creation in them, and we were talking about this with Morkborg on stream the other day, sometimes we'll see like wash, rinse, repeat. I think it's always most exciting when somebody takes a really strong concept and a really beautiful system like Troika, and then says, how do these two things meet each other in a way that'll impact the way everyone else plays the game, or that's going to make this really easy. And Troika is so easy to do that with. So I'm super excited to hear that. Awesome. Any other cool things we want to talk about along with that? Otherwise, I'm gonna open it up to the floor. If you have questions, feel free to start dropping them in. We'd love to ask Sam those questions. But also right now, Sam, I know you've been dead for a little while now. It's hundreds of years. It's decades in the future for you. But if you remember right now, it's Zine Month. For the first time ever. I know Zine Month has gone on to become a huge thing in the indie RPG space over the next few decades. But we're talking about the first one and some of the projects people think were really cool in that. Do you have a project from Zine Month that you just think is really cool that people should check out?
There's a couple that I could talk about. One of them is a little bit cheating because I'm part of it, but it's the bar crawl on the Borderlands, bar keep on the Borderlands. I do that wrong every time.
It's a bar crawl about a bar keep on the Borderlands.
Exactly. Bar keep on the Borderlands, I think, is such a cool idea. I've been doing stuff with Prismatic Wasteland for a little while now. I really love working with them. They're just really cool. They know what's up, and they let me sort of run wild with what I want to do, which is all the people I end up working with. Yeah, it was just really cool to do a homage to Keep on the Borderlands in a piece. There's a couple of little Easter eggs in there for people that are familiar with that art. And it's just like a cool idea. I mean, every stupid game of, elves and stuff starts in a tavern. And so like books about taverns, I think, are good ideas. And I've never done coasters for a game before, because why would I have? But I was, it's good. I'm real excited about it. I just finished another one today.
I love it. So I have ordered custom coasters a few times in the past. It is one of my favorite things. I think more people should include them in games. They're very inexpensive, but you do end up with a lot of them. Like, you end up with a lot of them when you order them. So they can be around for a while. So just before you dive whole hog into the world of coasters, just think about how many of these coasters you're actually going to sell before you do. Does EF have a coaster game in stock right now? Is it Wizard of the Coasters?
Yes, Wizard of the Coasters. I was actually looking at that the other day.
There you go.
On the store. Yeah.
No, I'm a huge fan of Barkeep on the Borderland. We interviewed Priz 2 weeks ago. It was my #1 most anticipated game of Zine Month, and so I'm super excited to see how well it was doing well. But your art's just so tremendous for it. Jarrett, what's one that stood out to you that you really love?
Gig economy, because that's how I lived for a while. And it's honestly, it's long-time viewers will know. For me, you can throw art at me because I look at words all the time, all the day, every day, and I do get to look at art. But like for me, when Tony asked me these questions, I was like, pretty one. I'm really digging the art. Really digging the premise setup for OSC. It just nice little other tools, and again, it's got a nifty little slightly different form factor. I'm all about carrying around a big bag full of stuff when I leave the house, first aid kit, writing utensils and stuff like that. I don't get to go out much, so I like to transport my existence with me. And I'm always about, when I get new bags, finding games that can slide like into like the outer pocket of like the flap. And so I got this new Max Ped bag a couple weeks ago, and it's got a perfect slot that's going to totally fit gig economy. So.
Yeah. This one caught my eye. We talked about it earlier this week on stream, because I love the look of it. This is 100% the type of thing I want at the table with me. I also love NPCs, hirelings, other stuff like that you can drop in that are very, very simple but give you a lot of things to play around with.
I'm so bad at those. I'm so bad. His name's Tony Vicinda, and when I'm in a game with you all, you know what I'm saying? That's another NPC is named Jarrett. It's like, wait, no,
it's not going to get confusing at all at that point in time.
I run very comedic games. And so most of the time it's very funny and people are like, yeah, that's cool, great. But yeah, tools that can help me vary it, a little bit.
Yeah.
Always enjoyed.
No, I love the look of this one. The art on it's gorgeous. I also like Jared, do you know if there's a size to this, or Sam, do you know if there's a name to this size? It's like the 8.5,
like pamphlet size.
Yeah, but it's like a 8.5 by, it's like an A5 but tall. It's like a tall A5. It's a half sheet, right?
It's a DL. If you look on their
is that what it's called?
Page.
It's a DL book.
DL booklet, 8.6 by 4.3.
The down low. So yeah, I'm just going to call it a tall A5 from now on. I don't care if it has an actual name. I just wanted to continually ask that question and stymie people. So we've got that. We got gig economy. I also know, Jarrett, you had told me to get an image ready. Do you want to talk about that project at all? I know it's not part of Zine Month proper, I don't think. But are you ready to talk about that, or do you not want to talk about that?
Wait, which one?
The one that you gave me an image for and said stick this in here somewhere, or were you supposed to have already talked about that?
No, it's just with wait, we gotta all stop and talk about now.
I'm so sorry I did this.
No. Everyone knows that cats are actually in charge of the world. So
The tiny gods that live in your house.
It's true. It's true.
This is Marceline, everyone.
Hello. So you, we'll come to that one in a second. Sam, you said there were other projects you'd love to talk about. Was there any other Z Months projects you wanted to shout out?
Yeah, I wanted to shout out Downtime in Zion, the Ben Lawrence and Evelyn Monroe.
Awesome. Are you team pants or team no pants?
I've always been team no pants in my life. Just sort of generally, I work from home. I will never tell if I'm wearing pants right now or not. But the downtime stuff for this book, I've played in games where the what the rules are based on was used, and it's some of the best like downtime stuff for like that kind of like dungeon crawl game. It's so tight, it's so fun, it just leads to a lot of cool stuff.
Ben does really amazing. Like I don't think I realized that Ben only sells his zines for $10 a piece. And the other day when that came up in a chat somewhere, I said, "Yeah, charge more."
But that's that's the beauty. That's the beauty. These zines are so pure. They're zines, baby.
They're zines, baby.
They're like this great sort of platonic ideal of a well-printed pieces of copy paper folded in half, just gorgeous. The covers, I'm thinking of his other
Through Old Tandoors.
The Through All 10 Doors. The covers come off and the map is on them, so you can just like you got the map right there. You're reading through. Oh, they're beautiful, absolutely gorgeous pieces of work.
They're what is it, Vervituan zines or whatever it is, Vertuvian zines.
Vitruvian zines, yeah.
I want that art, like with one of Ben's zines in the middle of it, in classic Vertuvian format. No, I love that. Yeah, it's such a good one. Had some little bit of controversy, so there are now 2 images over, and I bought 5 copies because I was like, wait, I can get a pack of these for not too much. I'm doing that, and so that's what I went in on. So people will be able to get some of those for free from me later on. Nice. Cool. So I want to talk a little about 13 Hunters, but rather than me just talking about it, somebody just produced a video for it. I'll drop the link to it in there, but I'm going to show the guests the video, but y'all won't be able to watch it. So I guess just be quiet for a second. Well, thanks for coming on. Here's a video about Nuclear Obelisk 13 Hunters.
"13 Hunters" is a zine compendium of 13 renowned bounty hunters from across the orb space. Inside, you'll find a collection of dossiers filled with all the attributes, art, vignettes, and tables you'll need to drop these terrifying creatures into your sci-fi or fantasy role-playing game. Sleep with one eye open, or 2. Or better yet, just don't sleep for the rest of your life as you're pursued by the locksmith. Holds the keys, an interdimensional hemigod with a collection of living specimens only rivaled by your grandmother's cabinet of fine china. This hedonistic trickster's hands are just as quick to lock your shackles as his smile is to unlock your heart. The whirligig is an insatiable monster. It is utterly silent, feels no pain. The whirligig has a special organ to sense vibration beneath semi-loose material. There it waits for its prey. When alerted, it spins, forming a pit trap beneath its quarry before moving in for the kill. The whirligig subsists on chaos, as whisperingly indifferent as the infinite dunes. 13 Hunters is backing on GameFound until March 4th. Catch them before they catch you.
All right, that's 13 hunters. Yeah, that's our good friends over at Dice Drinks and Dramas. Just dropped that video earlier today. I will say this: I love 13 hunters. Dom is Nuclear Obelisk is one of my favorite creators to get a chance to work with. Their project last year for Zine Quest, the Power Word system, was just so tremendous. This project is in tremendous danger at this point of not funding. I will say that as the person has been marketing it, it's all by itself over on GameFound. It's the only project that's a TTRPG there. It's system and setting neutral, so it doesn't have an ecosystem that it's tapping into. But Dom did all the art, all the words. It's actually like it'll be like dossier format, so the book format. It'll be softback. You'll like flip it up like this. And it'll be like the art and the name on the top, and then the dossier of information down below. But we're going to try really hard to get this across the finish line. There's Nuclear's art is tremendous. Sam Sorensen's going to be editing it, but they did it. Yeah, Dice Strings Drums in the chat is like, how much did I pay for that work? Somebody asked, and Dice Ring Drums in the chat. They did it for free. They've been really generous to put that together for us. Zeke did a great job. So go over, check them out. And if you need other help with promotional materials or a video for your stuff, I highly encourage that. And you can check out their Twitch channel. But would love if you haven't backed yet, go. Somebody just did. Thank you very much. Go check out 13 Hunters over on GameFound. For whatever reason, sometimes GameFound switches between dollars, pounds, and euros as far as what it shows. It is USD, but please go check it out and share it with people after you get a chance to. I think we can absolutely get up to that 3K mark over the next week. It's just going to take a lot of work, so you're going to hear me talk about it a lot for the next week. So with that said, I want to ask you the big question we ask everybody, Sam, and that's what inspires you?
Yeah, that's the one. I thought about all my clever little answers for everything else. I had all the little jokes prepared, and this is a tough question. I mean, it's in some ways it's a very easy question, right? Where it's like, oh yeah, I can draw you a map, or you could draw yourself a map of when you look at my art, like the places I'm coming from. But like I think overall it's I once heard Al Jaffe talk about drawing in a way where he was just like, yeah, that's what I was good at, so I went to school for it and then I did it. And I think that was one of the more inspirational things I heard as a person who was getting out of trying to do coffee for a living and just like was tired of it, didn't want to work in customer service anymore. I wanted to make art. I was doing it on the side. I wanted to do it full time, but there's always like a feeling of like, should I be doing this? Is this a good idea? Is it worthwhile? And like, I stopped asking myself a lot of those questions after I heard it. Cause it's just like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good at it. I'm good enough at it. I might as well just do it. And so like, that's how I answer that question now. I think a lot. It's just like, if you got stuff that you want to do, buddy, go do it.
I love that.
Short.
No, but I think that's reflected a lot in I think it's such a great answer in so many ways, right? Because it is I think oftentimes what holds people back from actually doing the thing that they might be great at and want to do. And even like Jarrett and I have talked about that, like the concept of a lot of the work that you do, Jarrett, didn't exist a decade ago. Some of it didn't exist 3 years ago, and now it's your full-time job and then some. And so, but a big part of that was you just starting to do it, right? And so I mean, same thing for me also too. I love that idea of like why did you do it? I don't know, because I wanted to, and so I decided at some point to do it is great.
I had a boss one time. I was trying to shirk some shit, and he literally called me and told me to do the fucking work, and like I froze, and I was like, oh shit, he's right. I don't need to cry about this. I don't need to be like, oh, it's after hours. It was not in this field. It was a different field. But you know, it was like it was my responsibility to go drive to the place to fix the thing that someone else had fucked up, and I was like trying to do make it somebody else's. And he was just like, no, just do the fucking work. And that stuck with me, as you both know, and a lot of other people do. Just do the fucking work.
Yeah.
At one point we had a part of our company that was doing $250,000 a year. And I had a business partner who would complain about not having money for other things constantly to people. And when somebody asked him, well, how do we make the money we have to do everything else? He was like, well, this part of the company. He's like, why don't y'all just focus on that and make more money? Right. And he didn't want to. And I was like, no, that's really good advice. And so I went and did it. And that's what pays me my salary right now. Right. Is doing that work. And it lets me do a lot of cool things in the community and support a lot of other amazing projects that I really love. Cause I was like, no, that makes sense. I'm just going to go do the work. Like, I'm just going to go do the thing. And it's something I enjoyed and something that I was doing a lot. I just wasn't paying myself and making it my jobby job. And so I did and so I think it's a huge thing, which not everybody can just do that, but making the intentional choices to start doing the work and to continue to build in a way that lets you do more of the work and not more of the other things that you don't want to do is huge. And so
it's really a long process. I mean, I think about when I first got into the hobby of this to the point where I was thinking about it outside of just like, oh yeah, I've played D&D a couple of times. That was back when 4th edition had just dropped. That was like, oh yeah, I did that sort of thing. And then it was like, when I found the old Google Plus community and everything, and it was around then where it's just like, oh, this is kind of a thing. And I got into it, and that was around the time where I posted apparently Jarrett's favorite thing I ever made, being the Zelda version of basic D&D, which I should dig that up somewhere. That's gone to the time. That was on my Tumblr, which good luck finding it. I'm pretty sure I nuked that a long time ago.
Challenge accepted.
I think I still have PDFs somewhere, and I know in one of my binders, I was so excited because Legend of Zelda is one of my favorite games of all time, and you mixed it really, really, really well, and I was just like, so good. I would when I printed it out at work, color printer, still date, borrowed office supplies. Now I ran that a shit ton. Love it.
I love that. Good. That actually makes me so happy. I had made that for the purpose of I was going to run a Zelda game that I never ended up running. And I still have, I wrote out the outline for what I wanted for the campaign on the back of some work documents, in the basement of the cafe that I was working at on break one day, and then went home and made the system and never ended up running the game, but I posted it anyways. And all I remember from it is that thieves all start with hook shots, which the hook shot should make its way into everybody's RPG.
Honestly, that and Rygar's shield.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the same thing, but with the shield,
Right.
It wants me to make a Tumblr account.
Yeah, good luck. This is what I'm saying. Don't go to Tumblr. It's a terrible place.
I don't want to, but now I have to. How old am I? 39. This is the content.
It won't let you make a Tumblr account if you say you're 39.
It won't. Oh, it's like you're too old.
You have to be between the ages of 15 and 23.
Okay, I'm 23.
And also, it has to be 2009.
Dog 2009. All right. Let's see. Can I get there? No, it's just.
I wouldn't even know if there's I don't even know how Tumblr works anymore. Back in the day, that was very much that's where I first started game blogging, posting my art, all that kind of stuff. And eventually was just this is not working out. And they sort of, oh my God. Well done. Well done.
It's absolutely challenge accepted.
Did you find it?
Nothing ever leaves the internet.
Be careful. All right, it's Tumblr. All right, be careful with what you're doing right now. And your Twitch. If I'm the reason you get banned from Twitch because I reblogged something weird on Tumblr at one point, I think they nuked all the things because it's I had I had like figure drawing stuff that all got nuked because Tumblr took all of their they had like this huge like porn apocalypse where like anything with a nipple had to go away. But yeah, I'm begging you, we have to leave this website, please.
I'll scroll through it later on my.
Tony gets the show canceled on accident.
Yeah,
on
On
accident.
purpose.
So I was like, I can certainly find this. It would be,
it's actually that's not that long ago that it was being updated, because that's from the last thing you were looking at there was the Kickstarter that that I did for the second zine quest. Me and my lovely wife, she wrote and I collage illustrated 10 people you meet in the Undergarden.
Fantastic.
I'm reading through some Troika reflections on here. Also too, you know,
all sorts of things.
Lots of really good stuff. Yeah, if you guys wanted to see more about that, you can go over to betterlegends.tumblr.blog or whatever.
I don't know how far back it goes.
You thought when you died that that your shame would have departed, but
my
it's
shovel
still,
buddy really let me down.
It lives on.
It's not even it's anything it's on there. I think I'm just like more embarrassed that it exists anymore. It's just like Tumblr is like it's like if somebody found like my DeviantArt account. Like,
hold on. DeviantArt / Better Legends. No, I totally.
I gotta stop saying things.
So yeah, we'll have links to all these things in the show notes. It's been so good to have you on to talk to you about that. If I didn't see any questions, everybody apparently is really just enjoying your OnlyFans account, your DeviantArt account, and your Tumblr account. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them. Otherwise, Jarrett, we don't have a lot of progress yet, but we will soon. As far as we have a lot of progress, we don't have any announcements on Exalted Funeral Con, but we're still loosely looking at that first weekend in April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So mark your calendars for that. We will have information soon about that up on the internet. If you haven't hit !Let's Party yet, go ahead and do that now after you hit follow to get entered into a chance to win some stuff that Jarrett's going to tell us about right now. What are we giving away?
Okay, these are very odd choices, but these are things that I've like personally picked up. These are
your own custom curation.
These are surprises from Jarrett. These didn't come from the Exalted Funeral warehouse because we're working with everyone there to get an inventory, and then we're going to do hopefully a scratch and dent sale like at some point soon before our big summer sale for the free RPG. So I'm not going to go in the other room and get them. I know we're running on time. I have a copy of the fancy Through Sunken Lands that I purchased from it's one of the ones that LF got at the LFOSR store. So someone asked, I can tell you the number of it because those are numbered, and that's still in shrink, and that's all fancy. Like these are literally all things I bought to give away for the show because I like this show a lot. A unopened WFRP basic set, Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, like the newer version. And then I bought the 2 tarot books from Spearwitch, the Tarot Journal, and so one's soft and one's hard. So yeah, this is just these are like neat things that I saw like during like the holidays, and I was like, okay, we'll do something weird for one of the giveaways.
That sounds pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and enter into the giveaway also too. Actually, I don't know that I can. Oh, it did. That totally worked. All right. So how many giveaways is that?
It's 3. You're the worst. They make you sign a contract that you can't.
And yes,
insider trading.
Sam just got in on it also too.
Yeah, of course. That sounds amazing.
Yeah. So yes, if you want a Treasure Armor, if you want to reprint a Bastion Land, you got to talk to the people who print Bastion Land. And so that is McDowell's going to be the person who's going to be able to handle all that.
Yep.
And so, but there are more copies of, not the original, but there are more copies of Into the Odd coming, and there's going to be more great stuff in there. All right, I'm closing it. Typing it more doesn't do anything for you.
Is that Kirby? Is that Kirby?
No, Kirby's been behaving themselves. McDowell said to contact EF.
It's working.
It's the shell game.
Slowly,
all right, pick winner. We got Ifrit or Ifrit. You are gonna win. What is Ifrit winning?
I know them.
I'm gonna make you say it before next time.
I'm gonna roll a D3. So 1 is the Sunken Lands, 2 is the Warhammer, and 3 is the Spirit Tarot. It's 2. Okay. 3 gets the Warhammer box set.
Cool. What's the next one we're giving away?
Okay, we'll do 3 Sunken Lands.
Okay. Ready? Here we go. Picking a winner for that. We got Florida 666 man. We're finally going to learn your identity, Florida. Everybody secretly thinks you are either Jeremy or Jarrett.
Not true. I mean, next time that Jeremy and I are in the same space, I will take a picture so someone can be like, "Oh, I've seen them in the same space," and then
you got to get yourself in the same room as Florida 666 man. That's the thing.
Oh, I see.
You and Jeremy being together wouldn't do anything. We don't think you and Jeremy are the same person.
Oh, okay, fine.
All right, hit me up with one more. What's the last one we're giving away?
The 2 tarot books from Spear Witch.
All right, here we go. Cinco de Zemo, and the last winner is Tony +1.
This is a sham.
You're the worst. How about you roll another one, and for your upcoming birthday or something, I will order you copies of that. What a shame! And if somehow Sam wins this one,
I don't want it.
No, a free one. You can't win twice a free either. Hold on. Keep on picking toy. Okay, vodka won this time.
Okay. Works for me.
All right.
But yes, I made a note. Get Tony the
Sam, before we go, if people want to support you so that you can make it to that great age of 100 and maybe even alter the timeline so that you make it to that haircut. Where's the best place for them to find your work and support you at?
So the best way to do it, if you want everything, is just betterlegends.com. That's even if you really want to streamline it, betterlegends.com/links, and that will literally give you all of the things that I'm currently doing. It's got links to books that you can buy. It's got links to art that you can buy, both digital, print on demand stuff, t-shirt. Actually, t-shirts aren't up there right now. I'm switching out my t-shirt provider. So that's right now it's sort of on hold, but Twitch, I stream on this platform. You can follow me right now on this platform, Skull Boy. I'm in the chat. And basically I stream weekdays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Right now, every day we warm up with a drawing of a new Pokemon. It's dumb. It's fun. I just do all the work that you see me do. I just do it on stream. So if you're ever interested in my process or want to, talk about, digital art making or non-digital art making, or just, come and shoot the shit or whatever, come say hi. It's a fun time. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm going to put up a little taste of that Pokemon art here for everybody to enjoy.
Quick shout out. My mother-in-law is definitely in the chat right now. Just wanted to say hi.
Is that Nona Bloch?
No. Nona Bloch is just another good friend. No, my mother-in-law is I'm not gonna reveal.
That's fine. You don't have to. I'm always a big fan. We're gonna be playing Chris Bissett, Alicia Furnace's The Unquiet Dark at some point, but Alicia's mom was in the chat, and so I said, I think we're gonna try to get you guys on to play the game. And Alicia's mom goes, and me too. And I was like, oh, absolutely. So just FYI, anytime if you're a game designer and you come on our stream and you're like, also my mom or my mother-in-law is going to come play with us, 100%. 100%. I'm so excited to have them join us. Just let me know. Father-in-laws, any kind of in-law you have that wants to come play with us, or personal parental unit, let me know. Happy to make it happen. And so I am not. I am 39. I'm not 23. If you won something, reach out to me over on Discord. You can find me through the Exalted Discord or on Twitter at +1EXP. Jarrett, there's one more thing you wanted to talk about that we have not yet. And so you need to do that real quick, and then everybody needs to go back 13 hunters. Tell us a little bit more about this project that you are excited about.
So Afterthought Committee has teamed up with us once again to do another funnel adventure for based in the OSE rule set. But I just want to let people know that, like, if you don't run OSE, either regular or advanced, like, no sweat, you can actually run these funnel adventures in DCC. You can run them in Mothership. You can run them in Mouse with them. Just about anything you think, Troika, anything. Like, it's all a mindset. Did you put the picture up?
I did.
Sweet. It's called Tangled. And I'm just gonna say, I hope you like that promo image. Riley
good.
and Josh have written a cool thing. We've got a couple of really solid artists on it. I hope you like pixels, because I do. It's gonna be pretty sweet.
Is there a hook shot?
There might have to be now.
There we go. Apparently, I did mean the Necropolis Discord server. I apologize to Zach and all other admins.
Way to go, Tony. Way to go.
I apologize.
Tony, fired.
We've done so much work, and I just undid it all. The best thing you can do if you want to support us is right now, even though I don't technically make any money on it, is go support 13 Hunters. It's a project I'm really excited about. We're hosting it over on GameFound, but when we do that, by moving to other platforms, we help decentralize and move people off. One central crowdfunding site is the only way that games get made. One of my favorite things about Zine Month has been seeing all the different ways that people are able to make and fund games. GameFound is one of our favorite ways to be able to do that. But if you want to go support it, that's at ttrpg.link /13h. It's been a great time having you here, Sam. In just 1 second, release your soul back into the void.
Thank you.
But this has been Funeral Party, and I just want to remind you, remember, I'm going to do the first half. You're going to do the second half, right? You have it in front of you?
I'm looking at the words.
Which half should I do?
You wave when we wave. You can say exclamation point at the end if you really want to get in on it.
I'm going to put 2, chat.
All right. So just remember, alive or dead,
We'll see you at the next funeral party.
2 exclamation points.
Boom. All right. Thanks, everybody. We will see y'all soon. And I can't find the thing I'm trying to put up, but I'm going to do it in a second. We'll see y'all next month. Boo.